Hello nerds and nerdettes, welcome to Mana Brain. So today we're going to do a kind of a variation on Fuck, Marry, Kill, which I'm going to affectionately call Catch, Carry, Kill, just because internet. Also, I don't want this video to be clipped to the nth degree out of context. But the general principle behind this structure is attachment without substance, attachment with substance, and no attachment and no substance whatsoever. So I was originally going to do this tier list to help kind of navigate all of like the competitive Pokemon or Pokemon I just generally enjoy playing with. However, I forgot that there's over 1,000 of them, so I'm going to do this in chunks, and this is separating out which Pokemon I genuinely enjoy playing with versus which I just think are cool, and ones I feel absolutely nothing towards. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in. So generally speaking, I don't really feel... Actually, I think there's a certain novelty with all the starters and their second evolutions. Actually, we're just going to move them all up into the catch category. Now all the third evolutions, those are peak. I feel absolutely nothing towards Caterpie and Weedle and their second evolutions. I do love Beedrill. Beedrill is amazing. I wish it was better. And I know there was a whole Pokemon thing with Butterfree. I couldn't give a shit about Butterfree. Let's dive into the birds. Actually, I could not care less about the rats either. Pidgeot? Actually, I want to say catch. I really enjoy... I like Pidgeotto more than that. Also, I could... There we go. I love Pharaoh. Ekans, it's a pun. Couldn't care less. Arbok. I love Arbok. Pikachu? Carry, actually, yeah. Feel nothing towards Sandshrew. Sandslash and Raichu, though, are amazing. I'm noticing kind of like a trend here where I actually hate Wigglytuff so much. Most of the third evolutions are probably going to be in the carry category just because those things are great. I do wish Nidorino. Yeah, these are Nidorans. Where's the other Nidoran? Oh yeah, okay. No. Clefairy and Clefabelle, could not care less. There's a fun novelty with Vulpix. I do love Ninetales. Ninetales is really, really nice, especially... It's been way too long since I played Fire Red. I hate Diglett so much. Vileplume, Gloom, actually, that and Oddish. I'm actually going to put in the catch category. Okay, so I can't really explain this one, but I thought Venonat for the longest time was really, really cool. And as I've gotten older, I've started to kind of think less of him. But I do think the evolution of Venonat is substantially subpar compared to what it was. Poliwrath is definitely a carry. Catch. I wish Abra was cooler than it is and wasn't as useless as it is. Actually, oh, there we go. Zubat, if it wasn't so annoying, I'm putting it in kill on principle. Same with Golbat. There's just way too fucking many of them. Paros. I think there's a fun novel. No, absolutely not. I feel no emotional attachment to that one, but I can admit it does look cool. Psyduck, useless. Golduck, amazing. Mankey. All I can think of whenever these is like that is the Fighting Gym episode of Pokemon, where Ash gets a Primeape. I think there's a fun novelty to him. I think of all of the fighting Pokemon, such as like Machamp, it falls very, very short. Machoke is just a Chad. Growlithe is cool. Growlithe is cool. And Arcanine is amazing. We're actually going to put a new category here. Okay, if you don't know why the internet category is on here, God bless your soul. These are going to be Pokemon that the internet have just ruined for me. As I'm putting them up here, I think you can kind of take a guess as to like why they are up here. I am going to put Victreebel up in the carry category though, because I do love Victreebel. Same with Golem. I do hate Graveler, and Geodude is just boring. Graveler though, I'm going to put a kill. It's just way too annoying. Are there any other... Oh, internet. Okay, I think that takes care of all the internet ones. I'm not seeing anything else that's... Yeah, okay, I think that covers it. Okay, so back to where we were. So, Machoke, or no, Machop. He's a necessary evil to get to the other ones, which the other ones are really good. But Tentacool and Magikarp are both obstacles to get to the cooler older brothers. Which those are instant carries. Ponyta is actually really cool. Rapidash I think is honestly kind of mid. Sorry. Slowbros, I have never felt anything towards them and they make me feel nothing. Magnemite. This is... There's an element of novelty. Magnezone is... Or sorry, Magneton. Magneton. Actually, that was the catch, and again, there we go. Farfetch. I have never felt anything towards Farfetch. Doduo. Doduo I actually always thought was kind of cool. Dotrio, though, I used to run a lot. That was just a pun. That one's fine, whatever. Grimer. Catch. Just for shiggles. Ghastly, ironically, it's going to go in the kill category. Haunter and Gengar. Haunter's going in the catch, and then Gengar is definitely a carry. Shelter, yeah. Okay, Drowsy, feel nothing. Hypno, honestly, if I could feel less than nothing. Actually, you know what, I'm going to throw Hypno in the catch category just because it makes me feel so little of nothing. It actually makes me feel something. Kingler, literally just crabs. Or sorry, that's Krabby, and then Kingler is going in the catch. I am putting Voltorb and Electrode in the kill category for the sole purpose of the fact that, like, it is designed to trick you and it's caused trust issues. Cubone, we're going to put that one in the catch, and same with Marowak. If you're familiar with the lore behind those, that's kind of... should I put it because of darkness? And I will throw it in the catch, it's whatever. I could honestly care less about the eggs. I do like Executor, but it's Grass Psychic. Now I'm going with my first instinct. Hitmonlee, I always liked Hitmonlee more than Hitmonchan. And again, I don't know if it was just because of that, the one episode of a Pokemon I watched with that. Coughing is just annoying, and wheezing is just, it's fine, whatever. Okay, Rhydon. I'm actually going to put Rhydon and Rhyhorn? Both in the carry category, mostly because, actually, I don't really feel a whole lot with Rhydon, actually, or Rhyhorn. I can't remember which one's which, but I can respect that Rhydon, I believe, was the first Pokemon designed, so I can respect that. This is where, actually, let's go ahead and get some of the annoying ones out of here, because, there we go. Because now we can kind of speed through. Chansey. There's a fun novelty. Kangaskhan, I love this one. I used to have a Pokemon card of Kangaskhan way back when, and like it was probably my most prized possession for the longest time. Tangela. I felt nothing about Tangela growing up. However, once Tangrowth and the Sinnoh region came out, that changed a lot of things. Okay, Goldeen is fine, whatever. Seeking, also average. Starmie. We're going to put Starmie in the catch category. We're going to put Mr. Mime in the internet category. Scyther. I wish Scyther was better than it is. Honestly, all of these were great. Tauros is kind of meh. Lapras, that almost gets its own category. Ditto. Ditto provides absolutely nothing outside of providing more legendaries. Eevee. I cannot deny the iconicness of that creature. Now, same with kind of Jolteon, and Flareon is kind of the more meh of the three, in my opinion. Porygon. Catch, it is kind of bland, but it is one of those that just keeps getting better as time goes on. Omastar. I honestly kind of think this one's kind of mid. Anything with blades with hands is just going to be great. Actually, hold on. There's only like 2 Pokemon that are actually holding things up here. Interesting. Okay. Aerodactyl. Personally, it should have stayed dead. Snorlax. If I could get a Snorlax beanbag, that would be amazing. Articuno, that was my favorite of the legendary birds. I am Team Mystic if you've played Pokemon Go. Zapdos, I can't deny, like, I am a completionist whenever it comes to the legendaries. I have to. Actually, let's put the birds next to each other. I'm a completionist whenever it comes to any of the legendaries. Okay, so this evolution chain never made sense to me because you have Noodle, which I could care less, Bigger Noodle, which is getting cooler, and then you have like Pete's Dragon or whoever. I hate Dragonite. Yeah, I think it is probably one of, I know this is a lot of people's like probably like favorite Pokemon. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. It's just, Mewtwo. Love Mewtwo. I do think that one currently stands as one of, if not my favorite Pokemon. And Mew. Again, I am a bit of a completionist whenever it comes to the legendaries. However, yeah, no. Okay, we're gonna throw Mew on the original carry team as well. Okay, so looking at this, I don't see anything I disagree with. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opinions in the comments below, but please feel free to do so. If you do have any questions about any of the rankings on here, make sure to shoot those in the comments as well, because I feel like most of these are pretty justifiable, at least from my opinion. And I'm probably going to do this with every single generation because I want to try and get like a master list of all of the Pokemon I would be willing to use like in competitions. But with that being said, I think this is a pretty solid list. Also, the entire tier list will be in the description below. All of it's right here, so whatever. Actually, I'm also probably going to go ahead and do this with Soul Silver as well. Now that one's going to probably be a lot more brutal because I think of all the generations, Soul Silver and Heart Gold are probably my second to least favorite arts that the Pokemon Company has ever done. But I digress, and that's a different video. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.